The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry.
Good evening, Lucifer.
Good evening, good sir. How the devil art thou?
I art very good, thank you. And how art thou?
Excellent. I am not too bad, thank you very much. Just been keeping busy and looking forward to tonight's stream.
Brilliant, me too. I'm more awake than I usually am at this time. Just haven't slept for 2 days. That does it.
Excellent.
Got
Ooh.
little sketch cards here.
Ooh, they're sounding nice and thick. I like it.
Hang on a minute. I've got a B, Faber-Castell sharp. Got a sharpener just in case. I've got my trusty clutch Faber-Castell with a HB for doing the initial sketches.
Lovely.
Got a wee sharpener too. I'm all ready. All sorted.
Nice. This is what I like to see. I've got one of them too.
They're brilliant, aren't they? They are so good.
I fucking love them.
Electric. It's like, why didn't I buy one of these? They must have been out for decades, surely.
I just saw it come up on Amazon for like £5 with like 150 like refills, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll give it a go. And then once I got it, I tried it out once. I was like, why have I not had one of these bad boys before? They're amazing.
They are terrific, and you get enough actual erasers or rubbers, as we say over here, to go in it that you kind of like last you forever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fantastic.
On watercolor paper and subtle paper, mind you, it can be fairly tearing. You need to be nice and gentle with it. But amazing things. So they are amazing. Yeah. I've also got.
Oh, wonderful. I need to get me one of them.
If that's working or not, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm all sorted. I'm actually going to do something tonight because I've been lax the last few weeks because just have. Anyway, let's see if Team Dark are in the house, and they are.
Excellent.
Hey, Adams.
Evening, Adams. How the devil are?
Good sir. And good evening, Pete.
Good evening, Pete.
Two thumbs. Like that. Yep. So that's all we need really. Just four of us. That'll do it.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to attempt to do at least a couple of sketch cards tonight. I don't know. You know how things go. My lighting's not very good for it though, because I've had to turn down my screen on my Mac. Otherwise, I would go blind trying to do this.
That's why you need some of these bad boys.
Yeah. So I've got my wee kind of like lamp here, and I've got my Wacom shining on me. So we'll see how we do.
Nice bit of mood lighting.
So I've still seemingly I'm not going to be able to get a haircut until April. That's shocking.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep hacking away at my own hair until then.
No, I've committed to the bit, so I'm just going to have to keep growing it until I look like some crazy old man.
I've got to admit, when like the pandemic started, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get my hair cut for ages. I better do it myself. And over the course of the year, I've cut my hair so many times. Why didn't I just let it grow out? It was the perfect opportunity. No, I went for the Mohican. I shaved my head as well.
Yeah. So I managed to get it cut before the first lockdown, but then not after then. So
yeah.
I used to have long hair anyway when I was a nipper. When I was
same.
Going to metal concerts and that kind of stuff.
Hell
supposed to be same. With this, it's one of these. Yeah. Maybe we could double up. I don't know.
Hey, you never know. It's worth a try.
Electric eraser. Yeah. Hey, Michael. Good evening.
Evening, Michael.
The Phil Segal, I know. Phil Segal. Yeah.
The Scottish Segal.
Scottish Segal, yeah. That's not easy to say, is it? The Scottish Segal. I've not quite got the Segal physique. I mean, I know I've put a bit of weight on in the old lockdown, but If you've seen him recently, he's like a Dalek. It's just that's it. He moves like a Dalek as well.
He just glides along the floor.
Pretty much. Right. Okay. I'm going to start in a minute. Not right now.
Wonderful.
Right, these are very heavy. These glasses are very heavy. So I put my glasses on. I can see what I'm doing. Then I get this because these cards are awfully small, you know. And I'm used to working on a 24-inch high definition wake-up screen. And you've seen me work. I tend to zoom in and do things that way, upside down, or anything else. So now I've got this to work with.
I do that as well. Everyone keeps telling me don't zoom in so much, and I'm like, I'm just going to do it more now.
Yeah, I do it all the time. It's like as long as you keep zooming back and you know have a good look at what you're doing, you know, keep doing that. Yeah. You'll get purists that say you have to work 100%. You can zoom in. Why do you have to work 100%?
Yeah. I don't understand it. It's like having a superpower, being able to zoom in that much. So why not fucking use it?
Use it, indeed. That's exactly my thinking. No, I'm going to try. Let's see how long it takes me to draw one of these blooming things. I've got quite a few to do. I've got because everybody that got on the mailing list that actually backed the campaign for the first 30 to 60 days. You know, I think it was first 30 days. I can't remember. I need to double check. They all get a sketch card. And then people like Pete, for instance, who's already got a tier that has a sketch card, he gets that sketch card too. So he's got a couple of sketch cards. So I need to count up exactly how many I do. But this could just be a regular thing on the Tuesday nights. And you know, by 10 weeks from now, I'll have 10 cards done. Or 5. You never know the way things go.
Oh, I should really start doing some work on these live streams, but I'm having too much fun. Just sitting back, smoking, watching you do all the work. That's
just made my head spin.
The strange thing is,
I hear about her braining, but that's just me. No, can you do a Stato impression? Okay.
No, I wouldn't be able to do a Stato impression either. I'm not even going to attempt it. Stato is the man for impressions.
Indeed. But no, that's just that's almost like fourth wall breaking, sort of weird, kind of like crazy kind of stuff.
Here's a challenge for Stato. He should do an impression of you doing an impression of him.
Right, aye. So I've been watching that with Zen Pet again.
Oh man, I haven't seen that in so fucking long.
It's so dated, but it's still so good.
That's the thing. I love the dated stuff. It just takes me right back to the good old days.
Yeah, exactly. I need to remind myself what one character looks like. That's pretty bad. You like that as well? You've got to have a reference for your own character.
With a couple, yeah, but like the main characters, no. I like Lady Satan. I can just sit down and just get on with it. But a couple of the side characters, I'm like, what are they meant to look like again?
Nah, I'm just like, nah. Can't work out my own character. Right. So, look at that. I'm scribbling stuff. I'll show you this in a minute and see where I go. So we've got. Me just doing sketches like this. I do have show and tell. I've got something to show as well tonight.
Yes.
Have you got like any?
I have.
You don't want to spoilers and have like all your presets. You need to limit yourself to one a week.
Yeah, and I've got 4 next to me.
Yeah, I as exciting as they are, I think you got to limit yourself to.
Well, these 4 next to me are the last of my video nasty presets, but I have tons of precerts that aren't video nasty related that I can always go through kind of like one a week. And I've got some like German hard boxes as well. The weird thing is like a couple of the
Sure
really
what you were
cool...
going to say there, mate.
Good thing I haven't got Tourette's, otherwise I might have said.
What's the German hardbox?
They're like they're DVD editions. Sometimes they do Blu-ray ones. When they're on the shelf, they look like a clamshell for a VHS, but it's almost like it's kind of the DVD equivalent of a hardcover book. And they're normally limited to like really tiny, silly amounts, and they do all these like little crazy things with them. But the main one that I would love to show is actually at my studio above the pub, which I can't access till about April. So
yeah, I think the ones I've got for Germany are like the weekend, like the ones that are like little books, and I've got like all the
like the media books.
Yeah, media books. That's the word. But of course, all the stuff's in German. But I've got like things like Bride of the Reanimator. I got the German copy of that. It was really nice week, like media book.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the German media books. I know I've got Candyman. I think I've got Warlock and the remake of The Blob somewhere. It's fun doing this show because it gives me an excuse to dig through my collection and go, fucking hell, I forgot I had that.
Sorry, I was just I did the long ones. Yeah, the special. Actually, no, the special water tonight. I've got a painkiller that I'm going to take. I've got no. I'll tell you about my ails. What ails me? I've got a jaw problem with my jaw. I've had most of the lockdown. It's not so bad right now because I've been taking ibuprofen and codeine, and I'm about to take paracetamol. But yeah, it's painful. that's all I can say imagine. when I'm eating the so I'm constantly taking painkillers right now. Yeah, so I'm not on the special water.
Yeah, I recently had like a bit of problem with like a couple of my teeth up in the top row and stuff, and of course, like my dentist is doing everything they can to not have people actually come in the surgery. So like I had it like about a month ago, and I rang them up and they were like, okay, come down, collect a prescription outside of the surgery kind of thing, go get that filled, and when we can see you, we'll probably have to do root canal. Which I was like, oh fuck, I hate root canal. I've had that so many fucking times. And then about 3 weeks after that, the infection came back, and I was like, hello, it's me again. it's back. And they were like, well, we're gonna have to give you a prescription again. We'll book you in, I think like March 5th I go in, and they're like, look, you've had that infection in the same tooth twice in very close succession. We'll probably have to tear it out. And I was like, good. I'm not a big fan of extractions, but when I was in pain and they said that, I was like, can't you just do that now? It takes like 2 minutes. Come on, help a brother out.
I'm all for like just pulling it out, as it will. Yeah.
Well, I keep saying to them, I'm like, look, life would be so much easier if you just ripped all the fuckers out and gave me false teeth. Because I've had problem teeth since like I was knee high to a grasshopper, because I had to have an operation on my upper gum. I had to have this lump removed. And in order to do that, they had to put me asleep and then basically wedge a tool in between my two front teeth at the top and then push them all to one side, take the lump out and then put it back together. And ever since then, my teeth have caused me nothing but fucking problems. So I've spent most of my life without straight teeth. My teeth look like a vandalized graveyard at the best of times. And I keep saying to them, like, just take the fucking things out and give me false teeth so I can, for once in my life, have straight teeth. And they're like, you're too young for that. And I'm like, I'm almost 40, you fuck. And now is the best time for these things.
No, I've never had a root canal. I've had the offer of it twice. The choice. The first time was like, we could do it. It's probably not going to work if we just pull it. As in, just pull it. Yeah. And the second time it was like, I broke a tooth. It just broke. Yeah. And so I went in and they were kind of like, well, what we're doing now is we're going to take out the roots and get everything out, but they
Yeah.
couldn't because it was so high and they're so embedded that
Yeah.
they couldn't get everything out. So he says we could go in there, do a root canal, but we can't guarantee that it's actually going to work.
Yeah.
Or we could just compact it all and build on top of it to give you your crown on top of it. And I went, fair enough, do that. So they did. But see, for years later, I could feel a wee bit of just a teeny wee kind of twinge in there. And I kept thinking, this is like, I don't know, sort of like a horror movie, like the Manitou or something. It's maybe going to grow out my back. I just kept creating these horror scenarios to do with this like rotted little bit that was compacted in there and was wanting to escape. Because that's the way I think. Stato's waiting for a burger. Good stuff.
Lovely.
Witchcraft X, Mistress of the Craft with Emily Booth and Eileen. Oh, that's
nice.
Yeah, cool. I don't know that. You check that out. I like Emily Booth. That's the last series she does the horror channel, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Or am I getting her mixed up? I don't know. You know me my names.
Man, it's been a long time since I've heard anyone mention Eileen Daly.
Keep bringing. Okay, let's do it then.
Oh, look at that.
Do you know what it is yet? There's not many people doing that these days, I can tell you. Oh, dearie. Yeah, I better get back to this. That actually didn't look too bad there. Considering I've actually got a shadow coming down, so I'm drawing in shadow. Yeah. Give me individual teeth. There we go. There's this thing when you're drawing stuff where you're not supposed to go in and do all the kind of individual teeth and all the individual details, but you want something looking freaky and creepy. You do. You just go for it.
Yeah, it's like I always learn that like when you draw eyebrows or like facial hair or whatever, don't draw each individual hair. You know, just draw it as like a block shape and stuff, which I did for ages and it worked fine. But I found that ever since I started drawing Lady Satan, I'm like, fuck this, I'm doing each of the individual hairs, and I just really rapidly do
That's
it.
because you're zooming in.
Yes, that is probably why.
People are right, we should stop zooming in. That's what it is. It's crazy because I do that because you got the videos up on the channel of me drawing the Tatty Bogo Man, and you see me zooming in all the time to do all these kind of lines. But he kind of demands it, you know. He kind of demands that that's the way that I draw him. Because even to right now, I think I've got him sorted, so I've now got a model of what he should look like. But that could change, you know, just because I decide, you know, on a whim to change the way that he's done. This isn't bad. This one, I quite like this one. Yep, he's coming together. It's coming together.
Nice.
Right, yep. It's coming together. So I'll do the teeth, I'll do the eyes, and then that should pull them together. I might actually get more than one done tonight. Oh, tempting fate. What did I say that?
All of a sudden it's 8 o'clock in the morning, the sun's coming up, and you're like, I've almost finished the first one.
And I'm sitting here now, I'm just continually going. Right. You getting cheese with that burger, Stato? I hope you're getting cheese with that.
What else we got going on in?
I can't see
I love what Adams has put.
Hey there, Damon.
Hey, Damon, how the devil art thou, good sir?
Yeah, it's best to do that. Maybe it's Lucifer at the dentist.
It very well could be.
Oh, yeah, Adam is having technical difficulties.
Oh,
yeah. I know what that's like. You got the guitar handy there, Lucy?
Yes, I have actually. I've got it handy. I've got it tuned up. It's good.
Oh dear. I was going to. I could do. Oh, I know what I could do. Will this work? The world's most expensive. Oh, Did that work? Nah, it didn't really. I'm just trying to get myself so that I'm not creating a shadow in a draw, but what can you do? Oh, bacon and cheese. Fantastic.
Bacon. One of the like 5 essential food groups is bacon.
Yeah. And bacon. Bacon and bacon.
Yeah, definitely. We all know that the 5 essential food groups are bacon, meat, and bacon.
Bacon, more bacon. Tell you what, Greg's do a good bacon roll when they're allowed to be open.
Yes. Oh God, yes. I used to work at a charity shop, and right next door was a Greg's, and every single morning my manager was like, "Here's 20 quid. Just get as many bacon rolls as you can." And so, yes, come on.
It's like a bacon roll and a tea or a coffee for £2. It's fantastic. Can you beat it? This is actually coming along all right. I'm confusing myself. This doesn't usually work this way. So I get asked, first convention I was at, somebody came, bought the comic, came in and said, "Can you draw the Tatty Bogo Man in my book for me here?" and I'm going through it, and they've got like all kinds of actual comic book artists drawn in this book. It's a guy that I then realised he went to all the conventions. Really nice guy. It kind of like helps with all the conventions, and he gets people to draw into this. But I was brand new to this, and I was like, "What the hell do I do this?" And suddenly everything you know about drawing just goes out the window.
Yes.
When somebody asks you to do something at a convention, like for the first time, and you just kind of go, "I can't remember how to draw."
Yes.
So I did it, and it was okay. It was not bad.
I had that when I was in Germany. Like a guy came up to me and he was like, "Oh, how much for like a commission or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, X amount of euros." I think like I was doing it really cheap at the time because I was like, I'm in a country that doesn't really fucking know who I am. So yeah, okay, I'll do it Dutch, like something like 15 euro or whatever. And the guy was like, "I'll pay you double that if you do it in my special sketchbook." I was like, "Sure." And he was like, because in this special sketchbook, every artist he meets, they do a drawing, and he always picks the page that he wants you to draw on. So it's not done in order. You don't find a first blank page and just go for it. So he opens it up, and the page he has picked for me is this massive blank page, and right next to it is a sketch by Matt Groening of The Simpsons. And I'm like, oh God, this is so fucking intimidating. And like you said, everything you know about drawing just disappears.
Out the window. It was, because I've got one of my students with me, and she's helping me kind of like sell the comics and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh no," and she's watching me and kind of going, I'm going, "Oh no, this is terrible." But yeah, Matt Groening, I think I would probably just handed it back, to be honest, and said, come later on, come and get me later on, you know.
Let me warm up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll warm up a little bit, and then I'll put the kind of comedy mustache and hat on and hide.
That was one of my favorite conventions to do, though, because everyone there was just absolutely insane. It was wonderful in so many ways.
Did you draw Bart Simpson?
No, but I fucking should have done.
Yeah, I'd have been tempted with a hatchet in his head or something.
Just draw Poochie.
I never know how long you should spend on a sketch card. Any idea?
I'm just
probably look at this with us. Oh my God.
I'm just one of those people that it's like, I'll let this take as long as it wants to take. Sometimes it's a couple of hours. Sometimes it's a couple of days.
Couple of hours. Oh no, that's the whole stream. That's not going to happen. I'm going for 2, maybe 3 sketch cards tonight.
Well, when I started out, everything I drew, like if I had to sit down and draw a page, I was like, this has to be finished by the end of the day. Whereas now I'm just like, hey, it's okay if it takes like a couple of days to draw something or whatever, because along the way I met so many artists who were like, look, I do this book and stuff, and like this panel took me like a few days and stuff, and like I was still kind of like against it a little bit, and then like I was talking to Jake Lynch from 2000 AD, and I thought this is a man who must like draw pretty fucking quickly, considering he's working at 2000 AD and they got a weekly release schedule. And I asked him, and he was like, "Oh man, it takes me like about 3 days to just pencil a page." And I was like, "I feel so much better now."
Yeah, well, I'm in crunch time right now, and I'm going to have to do like a page a day, I think. Which is kind of tough because I'm working, so I'll just see what's going to happen. You may have to visit me in some kind of institution or straitjacket at some point. Even just mention that gammon is his favourite, which technically bacon. So
Yeah, exactly. It's just big bacon.
Big bacon.
So it works.
Pete's wonderful special sketchbook was probably made out of human flesh.
I wouldn't put it past him. Whatsoever. He just hands me the Necronomicon.
Oh dear, I'm going to I'm sipping on my painkiller. Right, we'll leave your preset. We'll keep everybody in tenterhooks.
Yes. So the best way to do it.
What have I got here? What's that? What's another one? I better do too. I've got another card in there. I was looking for some stuff, nothing at all to do with this, and I came across this, and I thought Team Dark might be interested. It's the Beano. Yes. Many moons ago, for various reasons, I was designing vehicles for this storyline in the Beano because I was working at a games company that was doing a video game based on it.
Yeah.
It was more of a promo thing than anything else, other than a full-blown video game. But I got to design cars for Plug and Banana Man. Spoiler, it's just a big banana with wheels, Some were already designed. So Dennis already had his wee dune buggy, and Roger the Dodger had his thing, But I gave Ganasha a dog house on wheels. That's not what I wanted to show you. I was wanting to show you this. I'll pick myself up. Yes. I didn't even know what it looked like.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's it. Right. That. Oh, that's at this side, isn't it? That guy there with my fingers on. That was me at the time, or supposed to be me at the time. Right before I was grey, when I had like a full-on beard thing going on. That was me in the Beano. So that was my claim to fame at the time. In fact, everybody that worked on it managed to get themselves in the Beano. I don't know.
That's fantastic.
I don't know. Would you think? I suppose it does kind of look like a younger me back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it. But yeah, totally forgot about that.
You are officially in Beano canon.
Officially, I am. Yeah. I am actually in the Beano universe, exactly. So I'm there with, I don't know, Barack Obama, David Williams, and Jimmy Savile. I don't know. All the people that managed to be in the Beano. I don't know. I'm guessing he was in it. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Somebody else Google that.
All of a sudden, someone's going to be doing a Google search. They'll be like, "Look what I found, Wullie." They'll find that exact panel.
I'm sure Rolf was in it.
That wouldn't surprise me.
They used to put everybody in it, didn't they? They would appear like it was from the 80s onwards. They used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
I've only got that one. I had one that had a poster because which had like a big. I designed a Mount Rushmore thing that had all the Bash Street Kids on it.
Yes, awesome.
So I had the poster, but I've lost it. I don't know where it is.
Oh no! Oh no! Adams, no!
Yeah, there is a website. that has CBRs and PDFs of practically every British comic. So if you could pinpoint that date, you could probably find the CBR or the PDF of it.
There you go. And then you
Yep.
can finally see it. And then you can tell us that joke.
Yep. I think I can't remember the name of the website, but if you Google, like, I don't know, like I did, Warrior Magazine CBR PDF, I found the website. So, yeah, you could very well find it. Like I wish. No, I was far better looking than Russell Crowe.
And you didn't attack people with phones.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah. Bringing out a cookbook. We could do.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yep.
To serve man.
To serve man, exactly. Oh, we could. That, I think that's a Kickstarter one. That's definitely a Kickstarter one.
Oh, hell yes.
A cookbook.
Hell yes.
So that's me. I thought I'll bring a show and tell. I don't have any. I sold all my preset videos, my video nasties.
Oh,
Like
that's a shame.
before. So I bought a DVD player with them.
But the amount of them that are coming out
DVD players cost a fortune when they first came out.
The amount of them that are being released on DVD anyway, like I never thought I'd see the day that like Island of Death gets like an uncut Blu-ray release.
No,
and yet Arrow came along and just went, da-da, here we go.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nightmares and a Damaged Brain.
Oh God, yeah, that was a great one. 88 Films put that one out on Blu-ray, didn't they? Yeah. And like there's still a few that they haven't been able to put out yet. Like I am shocked that Arrow or 88 Films haven't tried to put out Fight for Your Life. Because that was a fucking great one. But then again, in today's climate, they would probably get so much backlash from people going, it's racist.
Yeah, I think though it's what you do with the extras and everything that you put on it. Because to be honest, most people that are going to cry out that have no idea about Arrow and these kind of movies or anything like that. Yeah. So it's how they approach it with the extras. The ones that are the best right now are Indicator, definitely.
Yeah.
Because they brought out that one that we watched.
Go on.
Irreversible.
You can do this. There it is.
That's it. They brought out that one. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that so fucking quickly when I think it was Mr. Bakewell who pointed out that they were putting out Irreversible, and I was like,
yep. It was his friend on Twitter. I can't remember. Squirrel.
Yes.
I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
He and the Squirrel guy were having a conversation.
Yes.
But they do really good releases, and they're all over the shop with them as well. Lots of cool 70s stuff. Because their Hammer collections are terrific. So I've got their Hammer collections, all theirs. I'm sure Pete does as well. I guess I got the Fu Manchu set that they did.
Nice.
And it's like you've always got Kim Newman and doing a bit on them and doing commentaries and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really, really good stuff.
Fantastic, man. I saw that they put out John Carpenter's Christine, which I love that movie. So seeing that on Blu-ray, I was like, oh, I need to start saving some pennies. Yeah, you see, I bought a German copy of that. So I don't know if I want to upgrade to theirs. I probably will at some point, but yeah, I don't know if it's an upgrade because it's the German copy I've got is really good on Blu-ray. So. Well, it depends on whether like the German copy is produced in Germany or in Austria, because if it's produced in Germany, then chances are it will be heavily cut, whereas if it's produced in Austria, it will be uncut. So that's what I tend to go by. Like I had a German DVD of The Prowler, and it was the first time that I'd ever seen it. I was like, yes, going to put this on right now. And I got to the end of it. I'm like, I am so confused. I swear I've seen scenes of this movie that are not in this cut. And then I found out because the DVD was produced in Germany itself, it was like literally every scene that was worth watching the movie for was taken right out. I was like, oh,
Yep.
fuck's sake.
That's Rosemary's Killer, isn't it? The Prowler.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's the one.
Yep. Yeah, I think though you're fine. You're okay when it comes to studio films. You know,
Yeah.
because they tend to get the same masters that are being used for like American releases. For, you know,
Yeah.
like what's the name? There's a studio that releases all the stuff in America, but they're always region coded.
Yeah.
But you get the exact same prints used by anybody that's releasing MGM ones in Germany.
Oh, nice.
So I think you can get The Wanderers, director's cut The Wanderers on Blu-ray from Germany.
Oh, nice.
Which is a terrific forgotten movie.
I've
nobody
never seen it, but
talks
I've
about
always heard about it.
It's a terrific wee film. Yeah, it's definitely worth getting a hold of. It is on Amazon Prime if you've got Prime, so you can watch it on there.
Oh, cool.
It's a fantastic wee film.
That's the next one to watch now that I've conquered Life Force. Although I do have The Virgin Spring lined up and Theatre of Blood lined up as well. I need to watch them ASAP.
That's cool. I'm getting there. It's working. It's getting there.
Nice.
Right. I haven't picked Tatty Bogeyman. It's probably is going to take me all night to draw him because it usually does.
Yeah, there's certain things that I tend to do with some character designs where I'm like, okay, it looks cool, but why the fuck did I do that? It just takes twice as long.
I know. Yeah. You know, unless you've got like a 120-inch telly.
Yeah, exactly. The 2K to 4K thing really doesn't matter that much.
No, it doesn't bother me either. I don't know.
It's when you get ones that say like 2K scan, and then like you put it on, and you're like, "This is worse than a fucking VHS rip. What the hell are they on about?"
Yeah, but I've not upgraded to 4K yet.
No, neither have I. And I can't be fucked to either. No. I'm still happy with 1080p.
I'm totally happy.
Especially as like some of the older movies look their best on VHS and DVD, and then you grab the Blu-ray and you're like, oh, this is going to look great, and you're like, actually, it just takes something away from it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I like my 3D, as you know, and as soon as I went to 4K, you're like, awesome, 2K for each eye. I mean, how good is this 3D going to be? You know, that was my thinking, and then I stopped doing 3D tellies at the same time, and you're like, what? You can now make it work really well.
Yeah.
So that annoyed me.
Oh man.
So that was my reason for not going for it.
And they've stopped doing 3D TVs.
Yeah. So I've got my it's a 40-inch active 3D Samsung that I've got, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And it never came down. Now your TV's always come down in price. This model never came down in price because every year I would check just to see if I get angry. I never did, because it's a good model. I'm just going to keep using this until it bites the dust. You know?
Fair play. That would explain why there's been a couple of times I've gone to get a Blu-ray and I'm like, hold on, why is the 3D Blu-ray cheaper than just the Blu-ray? Yet the 3D Blu-ray comes with the regular Blu-ray anyway. Yeah.
I think they're wanting people like us to buy it thinking we're going to upgrade eventually.
Yeah.
I missed out because I saw that online. I went to, and I couldn't get a copy, at least not at a decent price, so I decided not to bother. Because that's a fantastic box set, that German box set of American Werewolf.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if Arrow end up doing a 4K box set for that. I mean, considering they're doing 4K for Donnie Darko, Battle Royale, King of New York. I think Old Boy is another one that they've done 4K for.
Okay. King of New York. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done a particularly good transfer of that film.
No.
I didn't really like the Blu-ray transfer that much.
Well, I got the new Blu-ray release of King of New York, because I was like, hopefully it's a fucking upgrade from the original transfer.
Was that still Arrow?
Yep, still Arrow, but they've done it with like a new slip cover and stuff like that, and claimed that it's a completely new release because of the 4K version that they've done of it. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll buy it, because last time I had a problem like that with Arrow was with Tenebrae, like when they used to do those white slip cases, and they clearly said limited edition and stuff. And I remember getting that one for Tenebrae, putting the disc on, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is up with the picture? Because it was so noisy, so much like digital noise.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. I need to upgrade that.
And then they did an unlimited edition release later on where it didn't come with the slip cover and much better artwork, I think. And that one, beautiful picture.
Right, I need to upgrade. You need to point me in the direction of the one to get. Although there'll probably be a new one out since then. We're coming out.
Yeah, yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah. We're going to be looking at these for these video nasties things we're going to be doing, guys. We're just going to be putting the back of it because there's just so much work to do.
Yes.
We will be looking at, and that's going to be one of the first ones we're going to be reviewing.
Oh, yeah.
You got to say that way, haven't you? Tenebrae.
That soundtrack, man. I rewatched it at the weekend. So good.
Yeah, I know. I'm a sucker for 3D. I bought a DVD over a Blu-ray the other day. I start doing that now. I think, is it worth going for the Blu-ray?
Yeah.
And it was, I thought it was, but then sometimes they don't bother putting any of the extras or commentaries at all on Blu-rays, on DVDs anymore. So they force you to go for the Blu-ray. But it was for Accident Man, Scott Adkins film, from the old Pat Mills comic. And $5 on DVD on Amazon. And it's got the commentary on it as well. So I'm like,
nice.
Sorted. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Have you read Accident Man?
I think I have.
It was
Don't hold me to that.
It was in a comic called Toxic back in the day.
Right.
Which was like a really weird, kind of like more punk, more adult 2000 AD, sort of thing. So somewhere between 2000 AD and Crisis, there was Toxic. And Accident Man was I thought that was the best strip in it. It was my favourite. It was Scott Adkins' favourite as well, so he always wanted to make a movie out of it, and he did.
Oh, brilliant!
Like a kind of low budget British martial arts action film.
Yeah. I know I've heard the name Accident Man somewhere, so I'm not sure if I have read it or not. But it just sounds it's ringing so many bells.
Yeah, you probably have. Yeah, you probably have. If you've not, that website I mentioned earlier, you can get them all from there. Although I would recommend the hardcover that you can get, which I've got, which has got all the stories collected together.
Fantastic.
What's this?
I'm sure Al the 4K set, that new American Werewolf in London steelbook they've done, has horrible artwork on it though. Yeah, like it's weird. Like Arrow used to do great artwork, and I'm finding like some releases I'm like, oh, that artwork's gorgeous, and other ones I'm like, oh God, what are you doing?
I think, and some of them are really good, but I think they're just finding people on websites that are doing these things and going, they'll be cheaper than Graham Humphreys or something like that. That's what I think. Yeah,
I think that could be a possibility.
I am now shading in the Tatty Bogo Man's bonnet.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then I think I might put them aside and start another one.
Nice. More than one in one stream. That's fantabulous.
What time is it?
It's quarter to
more
midnight.
Than one in less than an hour. That's pretty good. And they've done show and tell and everything. Told you I wasn't as tired tonight. Yep. That's it. Started bathing in the blood of virgins. What's your uncle? I like Dingrid Pit. King Tess Dracula. I like Dingrid Pit. Good actress as well.
Oh, I love that sound of the electric eraser.
I know. Brilliant, isn't it?
First day I had it, I didn't even like use it. I just spent so much time just going,
just playing.
yeah,
First time you actually use it on paper, you kind of go, whoa, because it's
yeah. It's
strong.
quite powerful. But
What was
now I
using it
find
for
like
there?
I'm writing it. I'm like writing stuff in pencil now. I always go for pen, but now I'm writing stuff in pencil. So I'm like, oh no, I've made a mistake. I better get the eraser. Ring, ring.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm using the eraser to create like the little metal staples along the stitch at the top there of the Tatty Bogleman.
Oh, nice.
So I draw the line and I use a razor to break them, and then I do that.
Fantastic. That's looking great,
That's
man.
not bad, that, isn't it?
That's
Do that in a wee
fucking
sleeve,
great.
so I'm just going to get that one.
Nice.
Quite happy with that. The first one I did, I was using a Conte pen, so I'm now just going to do them all in my graphite because I like it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats, for this is like when two become three. Oh, Stato!
Yes!
Oh man, what's happened
Hello.
to you? Is that Stato?
I had a bad patient. That's Corbin Birdson, the dentist.
Oh, person, the dentist. Yeah, but that's a deep cut there. That's from
Damn
a while
straight
ago.
it is.
Yeah.
Good
Ellie
evening,
Law,
Stato.
Ellie Law, that. You had Corbin Bernson in the dentist, and we had also what's his name that was in the bad guy in one of the Darkman films we were talking about last week.
Larry Drake.
Yeah, Larry
There
Drake.
you go.
And what was that horror film he did? Dr. Giggles.
Dr. Giggles.
Dr. Giggles,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking great movie. Love it.
Who would have thought? And of course, the guy who created Ellie Law did Lake Placid. So much horror came out of Ellie Law. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, good to see you, mate.
Not like some of that stuff wasn't horror anyways, you know, when they're like going in like trying to solve the cases and things like that.
Yep.
Of course,
I
I'm
like-
not sure, you know, I've ever seen lawyers like break into a house so that they can rummage through the stuff to like solve the mystery or something. Like, we need some evidence. Let's go to his house.
Let's just steal it.
Just said at night, yeah.
Yeah.
Wear a ski mask.
Yeah, there must be a lot of people that go to law school and are really disappointed.
They're like, what do you mean I'm not going to break into houses? I paid so many thousands of dollars to learn that.
Yeah, and I've written my own theme tune.
I think the more disappointing is going into like CSI and finding out you don't have that telescope vision when you walk into a crime scene and going, oh my gosh, there's some dandruff right there. What? Right there behind the couch.
Yeah, and I want a copy of whatever Photoshop they're using, you know, because that's the best Photoshop ever that they have in that show. It's
like,
not just
really,
a zoom.
Ken?
It's not just a zoom in. It's going round corners in the next room in a photograph. It's amazing stuff.
Grainy, can we enhance? Yeah, absolutely.
Almost there. Just going to finish off a wee bit in his hat, and then that's a wee tatty bogleman.
I like it.
Nice.
I'm blind as a bat. Seriously, I'm. I've got one of these tonight, starter.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, that you're practically on your way to CSI.
That's it.
Just line up about another 4 or 5 and you're there.
I was thinking
Everyone's-
top secret.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Top secret with Peter Cushing.
I was thinking, well, Without a Clue with Michael Caine.
Oh yeah.
And he's sitting there looking for clues, and he's just kind of pointing the thing up to the sky. And he's like, on the ground. Oh yes, on the ground. You forget, I'm the one the public loves.
Haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh yeah, I'm just throwing out all the obscure stuff today.
We appreciate deep
That's
cuts
what
here,
we're doing.
Stato.
That's what we're doing. I can't see the screen with these. The top halves are watching the telly, which is over that way. The bottom halves are drawing. Dr. Giggles, yes.
I remember that movie. It's funny that Larry Drake did that because he was really concerned about the violence in Darkman.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
He didn't
Oh,
like the cigar chopping off the fingers. He thought that was a
Yeah.
little bit much.
Yeah.
Of course, at the time, he was known for being like such a sweet character.
Yeah.
I guess it's a bit like Robert Englund going from V to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then
Except he was fine with it.
he was happy to do it. But then he'd already worked with Toby Hooper anyway, hadn't he? So
Yeah. Yeah, because they worked on Eaten Alive.
yeah.
I wonder when they're going to bring him back. I mean, it's just like, look, I know you're 80 years old. We'll just CGI you in like Billy Connolly from The Hobbit 3. We just need you here. Green screen your face right onto somebody else. We'll do motion capture just to get it done. It's a dreamscape anyways. We can.
Well, Robert Englund did return to Freddy Krueger. Was it last year or a year before for an
Yeah, he did
episode
that
of
sitcom.
Goldbergs?
Yeah. Well, you just kind of had to stand there and do puns and stuff. I think it was pretty much just like one application that wrapped around his face and they glued it on and called it good.
What was that?
It was an episode of the Goldbergs.
Yeah, he came back as Freddy Krueger
right.
for one episode.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
I think it's like he couldn't let the last Freddy Krueger thing be that last movie.
The Jackie L. Haley one.
Mm-hmm.
See, in theory, Jackie L. Haley as Freddy Krueger, on paper, that sounds good.
Brilliant.
And then you see
Yeah.
it in practice and you're like, what the fuck went wrong?
Well, that Freddy Krueger should have never been making jokes.
Well, yeah.
I think that was the big part. The other part was where they. I saw some clips. I didn't watch the whole movie, but where they straight up just came in with the pedophile thing and just like whipped you over the head with it. Like, you know, there's no subtext. There's no trying to figure it out. Did he? Didn't? It was just like, hey, I'm a pedophile. That was him.
It's been years
Uncanny.
since I've seen that remake, but if I remember correctly, like the first act, they do this whole thing of like, oh, there were rumors he was a pedophile, and then in the second act, they go, oh, but he wasn't a pedophile, so he was wrongfully murdered by like the neighborhood association and all that.
And then
And then in the third act, they go, oh no, he was actually a pedophile.
I never made it that far.
No, I watched a few clips. I watched the Nightmare on Elm Street 2009, or not the Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
2009, and I got to say that as bad as it was, I liked it a lot more than the whatever I saw from the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, like I saw the remake of Friday the 13th in the cinema, and I walked out of it and I was like, it's not great, but I didn't exactly not enjoy it. I still had fun, even though it wasn't great. It was like, I saw it, I will probably never watch it again. And I still haven't seen it again.
I liked Derek Myers.
Yes.
I think that guy's great. He was amazing Swamp Thing.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
He does really good work in pretty much whatever he does. And I think he's one of the first guys to play Jason that wasn't like a crazy method actor.
Yeah.
Like he just like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Ha ha, cut action, you know, like, kind of thing. And that was cool because there was an interview where the producer was like, "You're a really nice guy. I'm not sure if you can play Jason." And he's like, "Well, I'm an actor. That's what actors do." I don't know who you've been talking to, but and he did a great job. And I thought it was interesting having him almost like a survivalist, crazy old survivalist in the woods. But I think went a little far. It was great getting the first two movies out of the way right in the credit sequence. I mean, like, good job. But and I also liked how he baited people. Like he left that kid out there to scream.
Yeah.
Just to try to get him out, that kind of thing. Like he was a hunter. He grew up a hunter, so he's hunting them, and it made a lot of sense. But no, it didn't quite. I don't know. There's something off about it.
I think it could have been like a really fucking good remake, but like you said, there was just something that just didn't gel. Whereas the Nightmare on Elm Street one, it failed from word go.
Adams, I don't fault you one bit.
No, not at all.
There was a lot of cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Moments in that remake.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is about where it just didn't quite sit right. Maybe it's just because I didn't like the team. Yeah, I know you're not really supposed to. like him. I did like that there was a defined hero right from the beginning. The brother, Jared Padalecki.
Though. You kind of are supposed to like them. That's the thing.
Really?
You know.
I always thought it was just, because unlike Freddy in Friday the 13th, usually you end up cheering for Jason.
Yeah.
Because they make the teenager so insufferable when he comes at him with like a weed whacker or whatever he's got. Like, you're just like, yeah, tear him up. Yeah.
Yeah. Nightmare.
Because I mean, he, in a small way, he's kind of right. I mean, he got teased his whole life, and then they weren't watching him when he drowned. Then he gets out and he's like living in the woods. He comes back. I'm gonna go say hi to Mom. I haven't seen her in a while. He watches her get her head cut off. I mean, for a guy that's got like a brain of a 5-year-old, it's pretty easy to be like, I don't care much for these other people.
I'm just going to let that one lie there, Adams. Okay. You know me and my 3D. You know me and my 3D, but I've managed to avoid that one in 3D. I have to say. I'm going to pick up for a second.
I avoided that one completely.
But see, that's the thing.
That's it. So that's a sequel. Typo, good man.
Like that.
Sorted. Nice.
Pete, I'm going to say Pete Bakewell. I'm going to say I love Kane Hodder's most of them. I love Kane Hodder's Jason 2.7's my favorite one. I like how he moves his head first and then the body kind of follows. Like he's a tank. He plays a tank. Of course, I did like Ken Kirsinger too, for all he got to do on Freddy versus Jason. It was the first 3 or 4 people, when there's just like a wild hillbilly guy, and I guess they were like Michael, or they were like who was it? Michael Myers at that point. Like he had like almost nobody repeat performance, and it was just a dude walking and stabbing people, but.
If I remember correctly, Kane Hodder is the only person who's played both Freddy and Jason.
He played Freddy? What? When?
At the end of Jason Goes to Hell, where you see the mask on the floor, and then Freddy's hand comes up and get it. That hand is Kane Hodder's hand. So technically, he has played both Freddy and Jason.
That's true, technically. Yeah.
Yep.
Kane Hodder, I think, was killed by... Or no, Ken Kirsinger, I think, was killed by Jason in one of them. I think he was a bartender or something like that. And then he got to be, because he's taller than Hodder is, by like 4 or 5 inches. So I mean, I didn't mind that movie. I'll tell you why. Because the last 40 minutes or so was a fight. It's a versus movie. You came to see a knockdown drag out, and they delivered. Unlike Batman versus Superman, you got 7 minutes in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
and then it was forgotten.
Yeah, and it was crap.
You wanted to see, if you're going to see him throw down, you had to see him throw down. I mean, like even at the end, they came together for a different fight. You wanted to see a real fight, not 7 minutes. But
and if memory serves me correctly, Kane Hodder has also played 2 real life serial killers in biopics. I know he did BTK because I watched that. Oh, cool! I think it was like just before Christmas. And it was okay, but I know there's an Ed Gein movie where Kane Hodder plays Ed Gein.
Yeah, but he's Hatchet Face now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is.
He's so good in that role. My favorite part is when he's on fire and then it starts raining and puts him out, and the guy's like, "Come on!" It was the first one was really fun. Getting they got Robert Englund in there, they got Tony Todd in there. My favorite part of that whole movie was Tony Todd.
Yeah.
It's the sleazy, sleazy dude.
Definitely.
But I mean, I think I saw up to 3. I want to see, do they do 4 or something like that? I don't think I saw the 4th one.
I think there's a Hatchet 1, 2, 3, and then Victor Crowley.
Yeah, I've just seen the first 3 as well.
Because they was like second, or the third one was like really straight to video, or DVD, kind of like the budget plunged even for a movie with very little budget. So I kind of had to. Wasn't that the same guy that did Welcome to Hollow? Did you guys see that one?
No.
Nope.
He did this little tiny. I think it is. I want to say it is. No, he did this found footage kind of thing where he played himself, and he was trying to find some stuff, monster stuff, and he kind of ends up talking to this crazy conspiracy theorist guy who says he knows where all these monsters are, and they travel around in holes in the bottom, and they got a secret city underground and all these. He's got evidence, and for the most of the movie, you kind of think, was this dude crazy? Is he nuts? Is that what's going on? And then you start to see weird stuff, and one guy gets hooked and the other guy's like, no, he's faking it, and it's a pretty forgettable movie, but it's kind of a fun way to spend. I think it wasn't even feature length. I want to say it was like 80 minutes or something.
I think one of us is going to have to go to Teespring or TeePublic or something like that and make a Team Dark shirt that just says, "Is it on Tubi?"
It's on Tubi. Yeah,
That's all your favorite.
I might just do that. Get it up in Redbubble.
Yeah.
Is it on Tubi?
I'm looking at.
And on the back, download a VPN.
Yeah, exactly. I've looked at like their catalog before and went like, that's a Wullie movie. That's a Wullie movie. Oh, Please Restore and love this one. That's a Wullie movie.
We need to get Tubi to sponsor this live stream.
Right. Well, it's not even available in your country.
Doesn't matter. We can still do the sponsorship.
Doesn't matter.
We'll get a sponsorship from Tubi to do at the beginning of the show, and then at the end we'll do one for like NordVPN.
Oh, it's called Welcome Tomorrow, but no, it's not on Tubi. Shocking. Maybe it's too new. I think it was on Hulu last I saw it. What's that?
Got some fans for Jason and Freddy. Freddy and Jason. Yep. I was. They did update their stuff quite a lot. Tubi as well. I noticed that the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, it happens a couple times a month at least, and they get a decent update with most of the time.
All right. Oh, there we go. Hey,
Tommy.
How's it going?
How the devil art thou?
Yeah, it's.
I did them out of sequence. I had to break the sequence up.
When I first found that streaming service, I was kind of wondering, like, first of all, is it illegal? And I find out it's not illegal.
It seems totally illegal.
Yeah, I know. And I'm looking through this, and I'm like, there's so dang many of these in here. Why is this okay? I'm looking through, I was like, oh, commercials. Okay, it's one of those like Crackle.
Yes.
And then I'm just looking through the library, and I'm looking through the library. I think first time I spent probably an hour just looking through everything that they had. It was crazy. You're sitting there going through the horror section, and it's like, well, 937 left to go. What?
And that's pages, not entries.
After the update, 1,200 to go. What? Of course, the only problem is, I mean, like, you're going to be interested in like 300 out of those. Those 1,200. The rest of them are just like so terrible.
And out of those 300, 200 of them, you just look at the film poster and you're like, this is going to be absolute shit, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot that look like they're shot on a video camera, like a legitimate video camera.
Oh man, the shot on video days, eh? Oh,
no, they still made Super 8s.
Oh my god, there's some terrible movies were made in the shot on video days, and I fucking love them.
There was this one, I think it was called like Alpha Wolf or something, made a few years ago. It starred Casper Van Dien. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Okay, so there's this one scene. This is the point. I finished it, but I mean, this is that point where you kind of grip between your eyes, like you got yourself a headache. So they're looking at this. They're looking out this kitchen window, and the werewolf bursts through, but they couldn't afford a window, so he burst through like a green screen, kind of thing. Probably they were shooting in this cabin and they were not allowed to F it up. So they put this green screen up and he like busts through and he's like, but you can kind of see that it's a green screen.
Fantastic.
That's that level. I was like, hey, a werewolf movie with like a wolf man. How about I watch this? And I'm just walking like, oh boy, can I get through it? Can I do this?
I've got all the howlings lined up. All the howlings are lined up.
Oh, God bless you. I hope you get through them. Because I made that journey myself, and at times it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I've seen the first 3. Nothing beyond then. Okay,
you haven't seen the other ones, period?
No.
Wow.
No. I've seen bits of them, but I've never really seen them, and I don't know why. I mean, we get directors that I'm interested in, so.
Well, the 4th one might disappoint you or make you happy. I mean, it's spoil this. It's pretty much just a remake of the first one with a lower budget and nobody. in it. They're like, let's just do the book justice. Do it. And with no money.
After some of the films are fired up on Tubi, that's probably a blessing.
But the 5 and 6, 5 and 6 are frustrating because the stories are great ideas, but they don't have good actors and they don't have any budget. A whodunit murder in a castle. One of them's a werewolf. Who doing it? Who murdering everybody? That's a good idea, but again, there's no money. And the next one, there's a drifter werewolf guy blowing into town. He starts to find himself a nice life, and then a evil circus rolls in.
Oh, I like that. Sounds Hammer-like an evil circus.
It's a little bit. I mean, the acting's a little bit better. Werewolf doesn't look anything like a werewolf. It's I don't know what it is. They were going more Wolfman on that, but it was a good idea, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. If anything needs a remake, it's those movies. They always remake good movies. They don't take crappy movies that need a bigger budget.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
Well, because they don't want to take that chance on it. If they do a tentpole movie, they can spend all that money on little crappy movies that actors want to.
Well, think about it this way. You're putting in 100 million, maybe 50 million, right, into a remake, right? 50 million is not pocket change. So do you want to remake Die Hard, a title that everyone knows, or do you want to remake Raiders of Atlantis, which no one knows? Well,
see, the thing is, though, horror movies, just like dramas, they don't cost anything usually. Yeah. So I mean, if you've got something like, the Fright Night remake might have made it, had it not been, I think it was against Conan, which beat it. But they were both terrible timed. Like I think there was some sporting event or something like that. Just like the A-Team movie was out during the World Cup. Yeah. Nobody was watching A-Team, even though it was a great movie. I really liked that movie. Mm-hmm. Yep, and most everybody that saw it liked it, but just nobody. Yeah. The people that they didn't go to the theaters was like, it's gonna be like the TV show, corny as all get out. I loved seeing Sharlto Copley, if I'm pronouncing his name right, playing Howling Mad Murdoch. I was just like, oh my god, he was born for this fucking role. And the action was really cool. Yeah, in that movie. But I mean, nobody saw it. It failed so dang hard. But that was an action movie. Horror movies, you look at Saw. Saw cost $1 million or $2 million to make, pulled in over 100. Yeah. So I mean, horror movies are the way to go. Make it Blumhouse. Everything they make is freaking cheap. Yeah, and they pull in hella big returns. Blumhouse seem to be the only ones that can make original horror movies and make a huge profit on them. I mean, they're Hammer, this generation's Hammer right now. Because now we're at a point where people are like, if it isn't Star Wars and if it isn't Marvel and if it isn't Harry Potter, I don't give a shit. And that really fucking sucks. The Conjuring's got a nice momentum to it. That universe. And I'm shocked at how they did it, where it was just like they'd shoot a movie and you'd watch it, and then they'd refer to something in another movie, like you go back and watch that first movie, and it was there the whole time, like the picture of the nun. Yeah. I think one thing that helps with The Conjuring, though, is they don't shy away from the fact that Ed and Lorraine Warren were real people. Mm-hmm. I think that really helps. They cut the one thing I hate about it. They cut the controversy out. I hate those people, those Warrens. I hate them. Hate them. Are you talking real life or in the movies? In real life, couple of charlatans. I was going to say, what's his face is a great actor. Oil salespeople. I hate them. I like The Conjuring. Good movie. But what did you think of them in the movies? Yeah, I like them in the movies, especially when he plays the guitar. That's hysterical. Patrick Wilson's amazing in every movie he's in, and nobody knows who he is. Yep, he's brilliant. Yeah, the real ones. Hate them. But the only problem is if it's not main installment, they screw it into the ground. Annabelle's on the fifth one or something like that, and they get less returns each time. Well, the second to the last one or whatever it was, I think did really well, but one of them was like Goosebumps, basically, where they open up the haunted house and all the bad guys come out of the room basically, and they don't do anything to anyone except go, Rawr. Ooh. See, I haven't seen any of the Annabelle movies or the Nun. I've only seen the two Conjuring movies, and the first time I saw it, I hated it. Second time I saw it, I fell in love with it. Absolutely adored it. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Is it you were expecting more?
I liked it a lot.
I think the first time I saw it, like I was watching it with my girlfriend at the time, and we were watching it on like this really tiny laptop screen, so like just couldn't get into it. Whereas second time I put it on and I was like, just relax, let it be what it needs to be. Watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
So did you like the second one?
The second one I thought was good. I really enjoyed it, but just not as much as the first one. I think the first one is the best. But the second one,
but the nun scene in it was good. The nun scene was good.
And I'm with you, Wally. When Patrick Wilson picks up the guitar, I was like, "This is fucking awesome!"
Funniest thing ever. I'm like, they must know this is funny. They're doing this because it's funny. Hey, monkey.
Yeah, but was the second one better or worse than Ghostwatch?
Ghostwatch, what?
Ghostwatch, with the original BBC.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
It's the same story.
Yeah. I remember watching Ghostwatch live.
Me too.
And I was just a little kid, and it scared the shit out of me, and I loved it. And I haven't seen it since.
I was a wee bit older, but I remember people kind of like really thinking it was real, and I'm like, because I'm watching it, I thought at first it was a real thing because they advertised it as such. But then it becomes quite obvious when you're watching it, especially when you know the people that are in it, like Keith Chegwin and that.
I think it's on archive.org. You can find
I've got a DVD of it from 101.
It shouldn't be because it's copyrighted to the BBC, but if it's there, then...
I want it. Well, last time I think when I had to watch it for something, they pointed me to archive, and I was just like, I've never even heard of this. And why would I?
Oh, look at that. Very nice.
Quite see, it's looking like a bit like a Mike Grell female, but there you go. That's my sketches do look a bit like Mike Grell. The eyes are always a bit wonky, so you could get a wonky ideal. So whoever gets this one, but yeah, Ghostwatch, that was brilliant.
Yeah, like I must have been like 6 when they aired that, and like I remember it being advertised. I was like, I so want to see this, and then like because I'm 6 years old, I'm of course I'm falling for it and going, oh my god, this is fucking terrifying and shit. And now I want to fucking see it as an adult just to see like how much my perception of it will have changed. And I got, like I said, I've got the 101 Films DVD release of it, but it's still sealed. I haven't fucking watched it yet, and I don't know where the fuck it is.
It must have been removed. Yeah, when I saw it was a few years ago. It was on there. So
yeah, because it was released in DVD over here. You can get it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there were 2 different releases of it over here. I think one of them was, like I said, one was 101 Films, and there's another one where I think it's like a double feature, Ghostwatch and something else.
Yeah, I know there were only, if I remember when I watched it, there were only like 2 or 3 weird. I mean, aside from the big at the end, we know when he takes the anchor and stuff. But in the house, there was maybe 2 or 3 small times when there was anything like you open up the door and you can kind of see him there, and then it closes, kind of thing. There wasn't very much at all. Sorry, it was a blink and you miss it, all of it, kind of thing.
Did you ever see the live Halloween episode of Inside Number 9 called Deadline?
That was brilliant.
No. That was fucking amazing.
So brilliant. Like, considering they were influenced by Ghostwatch when they did that.
Yeah, obviously. And they did it so well because like everyone thought you can't do those kind of like live things anymore because it will get spoiled by someone on the production. It will be out on Twitter like weeks before they even do it live. And this one, no one had a fucking clue, and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. The thing about Ghostwatch, people watch it as a drama now. It was never advertised as a drama. It was meant to be like a special Halloween night. So there's no actors in it that are doing the presenting. They're all actual presenters playing themselves. So everybody watching this on the BBC, it's 7 o'clock at night. It wasn't like a late night kind of horror thing. It was 7 o'clock at night. People are used to sitting down, just had their tea. Family are going to watch what they Dallas or something, the equivalent of that. EastEnders. And then they got this. It was like a special, and they're used to watching things like Children in Need, all these big sort of things where you get celebrities like coming on. And as it goes on, you begin to realise this is not what it is. But some people didn't until near the end, and that's what's really good about it. So it's the kind of thing that could only be done culturally and work culturally in the UK. You know,
Yeah.
for to really work everywhere else,
Absolutely.
you would have had
Well,
to have it in the US with I don't know, whoever the main anchor for
Ghost
ABC News
Hunters.
was at the time doing it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got something to share quick, Willie, if you would.
Yep,
I
sure.
just wanted to. Pete had a question here.
Right, I'm going to
about
quickly just show Pete the
Blumhouse.
card first because he's
Oh, yeah.
asking. Because it's Elsa,
Ooh, I
which
like
is a
it.
bit, it's a wee bit wonky. But yeah, it's Elsa. She's a wee bit wonky because I'm going to just do a wee bit of tidying up in the eye. But it's Elsa with the old. You find out exactly where the scratches come from. Well, werewolves, you know. In the third issue, I suppose it's not that much of a spoiler to say, you know, werewolves and stuff. But it's a good chance it's something to do with werewolves. But yeah.
So Pete was saying he hadn't seen any of the Conjuring universe, the Blumhouse.
Ah,
stuff like
right,
that.
okay.
I mean, they do stuff that isn't horror. So I mean, if you watch like that movie with J.K. Simmons in it, the drum line or the drum one, not My Tempo,
Whiplash.
Whiplash. That's a Blumhouse movie too.
He is quite scary in that, though.
He's really good in
Great
that
movie.
movie. It's a great movie.
Great movie.
Anyways, this is the order. If you're looking, Pete, to watch them, The Conjuring right here. Now the thing is, it's out of order. So The Nun actually would take place, like, was it 50 years before The Conjuring? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Anyways, this is the release date or whatever like that. But Conjuring, Annabelle, Conjuring 1 and 2 are the ones that most people would say like stand head and shoulders above the rest of them. So if you only watched a couple,
you can give Annabelle a miss, as far as I'm concerned. Give that a miss.
Annabelle creation happens before the first Conjuring, so that's a prequel. The Nun does too. Curse of La Llorona is only it's like there's one scene that ties it all together, and other than that, it's its own movie. Really, you don't even need to watch that to see this. Annabelle comes home is if you like monsters, there's a lot of monsters in there, but there's not a lot of stakes or consequences. So really, you don't need to see the Annabelle movies. Mostly just Conjuring 1 and 2.
I've heard Annabelle Creation's not bad, so I'm going to give that a go because I've not seen it. But the first Annabelle it's not scary. It's boring.
Yeah, those are different directors and stuff, but
yeah,
I like the fact that at the bottom of that list, there's the third Conjuring movie dated 2020. It's like, well, they're
Yeah.
it's done. You know, it's done. They just got to find a way to play. I'm sure they want to put it in theaters.
Yeah,
but
of course they do.
the Nun is another one where it's like really almost nobody dies. It's a lot of jump scares. You know, it's the telegraphed ones too, where it's like looking down a hallway and then you look away and then you look back and there's the nun right all up in your face, just looking at you. No real like blah, 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 like that kind of stuff. She just kind of floats around. There's not a lot to that one. Same with La Llorona. It's a lot of jump scares. They do like a sound cue effect kind of thing where it's like if you hear her from far away, she's close to you, but if you hear her close up, she's far away. Kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
When James Wan's directing it, the jump scares kind of work because he's kind of good at orchestrating them.
Well, he leaves that tension, like, you know, when you're supposed to go 1, 2, 3, jump, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump.
Yeah.
He does. It's the old Hitchcock thing. It's almost to the point of boredom. You think, oh, he's not going to do it, and then he does it.
Yep. So I mean, if you really had to just watch 2 of them, I'd say the Conjuring stuff, and everything else is just kind of you could.
Plus, James Wan is really good at letting the audience's imagination scare them rather than showing them what they should be scared by.
Right.
Like he does that a lot in the first movie where like you'll have a character see something in the shadows and he'll show you the shadows, but there's nothing there. So your imagination starts looking for shit that isn't there and starts building it up in your head. And that's fucking amazing.
Though I've heard even like after watching The Conjuring, full grown adults like maybe sleep with a little light on sometimes. Crap, like those hands coming out of the closet and going.
I did a unit on script writing at the college, and I showed The Conjuring one day to the class, and I didn't realise just how scary it was until I showed it to a class. Because it's a 15 here, that's the equivalent of like a PG-13 over there. And I'd seen it and I knew it was scary, but actually watching it with a bunch of people, you realise just how effective it is. And so, it was like, it was fun. I like scaring my students.
Did you guys see Insidious?
I've seen the first 3, I think.
Do you like them?
I like them, yeah.
I tried the first one a couple of times, and I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to get past that 10-minute mark.
I'm sorry. Did you just say you tried the first one?
The
first
one. Yes. Yeah, I tried the first Insidious movie, and for some reason I just can't get past the 10-minute mark. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't capture me. Like, I could probably put it on now and it might be a very different experience. It's just past 2 times that I've tried watching it, just it hasn't.
Well, you
done
go there
anything
for Patrick Willis and you stay for Lynn Shay. That's her franchise.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, I would stay for Tiny Tim's Tiptoe in the Tulips.
Tiptoe in the Tulips. I would give it another wee go if I were you, because it's got a whole kind of feel of its own, that kind of.
And then they use the Edenfield poltergeist in that too. Very popular. That James Wan loves that guy.
Yep.
He's in the second movie. He's the protagonist or the antagonist for the second movie. Because the first one is the lipstick demon.
Right.
And then the third one's like this dude on his old guy on like a oxygen machine, like kind of thing. Yeah, and then there's the fourth one, which it's like a key hand guy or something like that. I'm not
key, isn't it?
I haven't seen the fourth one, I don't think.
Yeah. Because the nice thing about James Wan is he doesn't let it get convoluted, kind of like the Paranormal Activity stuff got.
Yes.
Where they just started, like, after a while, it's just like taking a plot shotgun and shooting against the wall. And
which is a real shame, because I really liked the first. I thought the first 2 Paranormal Activities were really fucking good. I thought the third one was, it wasn't the greatest, but it still worked. I really liked it. And then I saw the fourth one and I was like, what the fuck they done?
Well, I think, was it the fifth one or the sixth one? They linked it up with the first one again. They did some time travel stuff.
Oh, is that the
the Ghost Dimension or something like that?
See, I haven't seen Ghost Dimension
because there was like the dark ones. I think the Ghost Dimension's the last one. Or
there was
like that.
Wasn't there a Latino spin-off or something? And I remember watching it called was it the Marked Ones?
Maybe that was.
I remember seeing that, and that linked to the first one. And I was like, I enjoy the way they linked.
I want to say that might have been the last one. That might have been the last one that they did. Because, they tried to build their own little paranormal or their own little universe like The Conjuring after a bit, but it didn't quite lend itself because they went, and then it was about witches, and then it was like, it wasn't ghosts, it was about, and then witches were trying to get the demon back, who was the one from the first couple or something like that. And then it felt like Sony trying to, build a big old huge universe with just the Spider-Man stuff. And they're like, we're going to do the same thing with just like a ghost and some witches.
We'll never get past the first one.
Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, it was all right. It was
It was the Blair Witch of its day. Like
I never get. I didn't like. They don't do it for me. They just put me to sleep.
Which one, Blair Witch or the other?
Blair Witch.
I love Blair Witch. The first Blair Witch project I love. I even, this is sacrilege to some people, I love Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows.
Yeah, I watched that. I preferred that.
With the director's cut or the regular one?
It's the regular one.
Okay.
But I have a Blair Witch tattoo on each wrist. That's how much.
Did you guys see the new one?
Oh, the 2016
like
one.
A sequel to the first one, basically, like a real sequel, quote unquote.
Yeah. It's a direct sequel to the Blair Witch Project because it's like Heather's brother or something going to search for her. I watched it. I was really excited for that movie. Then I watched it and I was like, what did I do?
So now, what camp are you in? Are you in that was the actual Blair Witch, or are you in that was Heather?
I'm in the camp of I don't care. This movie doesn't exist anymore.
Because I watched that one. I watched the clips. See, there's this. I was telling Wullie about this. There's this channel called Found Flicks. Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, so this is how I save time. What happens is this guy will review movies, but he'll go through play-by-play everything that happens throughout the entire movie. So basically, he'll get an hour and a half done in 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, you can watch the entirety, all the highlights of like Insidious trilogy, half an hour.
Oh,
get it done. Yeah. So I mean,
so it's like a footnotes kind of version.
So I mean, and the cool thing is, I mean, for me that doesn't care as much about spoilers anymore. A lot of times it's like, you know what happens, but you kind of want to see how it gets there.
Yeah.
So I'm getting all the stuff, and they're showing little bits of the movie, and like then this guy goes in and does this, and then that triggers this, and then he goes and does this, and that's basically how they do it. And then it's kind of similar to this channel called The Kill Count, where they count up all the kills from different movies by going through the movie, and then they'll give the coolest kill and the worst kill at the end of the movie, and then like do like a stat thing, like there were 9 people killed in this, and it was an hour and a half, so that meant like this many minutes between kills or something. Like one person died every 6.25 minutes, sort of thing. Think of a pie chart of male to female kills. But yeah. That's usually how I save time. Like I just watched, I think it was like a half an hour, that new Nicolas Cage, like Five Nights at Freddy's movies. I might actually give the movie a watch now.
Right.
That what is it, Something Wonderland? Have you heard about that?
No.
Okay. I'm about to educate you guys. All right. So this is, the game Five Nights at Freddy's?
I've heard of it. Yes.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So you're a security guard, and you got to like manage looking into like security cameras and stuff, and turning on and off lights, because these animatronic things like Chuck E. Cheese things are going to come and kill you. You just got to survive the night. So this is Nick Cage's new movie. All right. He doesn't say a word in this movie. Not one word. But his tires get popped, and he needs $1,000 to fix it. This big Texan's all like, I'll fix your car if you stay the night in this old restaurant that I had to close down and clean it up so I can reopen it. And then he gets locked in, and there are 8 animatronic murderers in there, and he's got to clean it. But he's just like this killing machine stuck with a bunch of animatronic killing machines, and he's just cleaning the thing, and they're coming after him, and he's like fighting them one by one.
That sounds amazing.
I was about to say, if you're trying to put me off of this movie, you've done a bad job, because I am all in.
Don't spoil the end. I'm going to watch.
No. I'm not spoiling anything else. But that's pretty much what the movie is. He's a silent, like tough guy, and he's stuck in this restaurant. Has to clean the whole thing. If he does, he'll get $1,000 to fix his car. But if he doesn't, he gets killed. It's called Willie's Wonderland. That's what it is. And he doesn't even have a name. He's just the janitor. That's his name.
I am so going on a hunt to find this movie.
I think it's on. It just came out. It's on Amazon to rent, I think.
It just sounds so up my street.
February 12th it came out.
Oh, fantastic.
And Wullie, it's an hour and a half.
Perfect time.
Even better.
Perfect time for horror movies, comedies, and action films.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't mind longer, but I watched 48 Hours the other night.
It's been so long since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's still good.
It's got some middling reviews, 5.7 out of 10, but still.
Sounds good to me.
That doesn't matter. That just sounds perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Storyline says a quiet loner finds himself stranded in a remote town with his car breaks down. Unable to pay for the repairs he needs, he agrees to spend the night cleaning Willie's Wonderland, an abandoned family fun center. But this Wonderland is a dark secret, and the janitor is about to discover. He soon finds himself trapped inside Willie's and locked in an epic battle with possessed animatronic mascots that roam the halls. To survive, he must fight his way through each of them.
You could have just said possessed animatronics, and I would have been like, I'm in love with this already.
But you get a silent performance. But you get a silent performance from him.
See, that's the only thing I feel conflicted on. It's the fact that he's silent in it. It's like, yeah, but it's Nicolas Cage.
I want to hear him ramble. That's fascinating. How's what kind of Nicolas Cage are we going to get? Who's silent? Is it going to be the overacting one, or is it going to be?
I so hope it's the overacted one.
But yeah, I watched the found flicks on that, about a half an hour or whatever like that. Go through play by play, and it looks like some fun. It looks great, but it looks like some fun.
Oh man, I need that in my life.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would be an ideal like part of a double bill with something like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I am all over this like a rash.
When you do that in the future, that's a future horror show has got to be a Killer Clown special.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you want to do it right now. On Amazon, it's $20 just to rent it at the moment.
I know. I'll give it a week or two and it'll come down.
Because like I said, it just came out.
Oh, man. I'm so glad
I wonder if it's
still make movies like that.
Yeah. Directed by Kevin Lewis. I don't know
He
what
is,
Kevin
but I
Lewis has
like him.
done.
Kevin Lewis, if you are watching this stream, which I highly fucking doubt you are a wonderful human being. Keep up the great work.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen the fucking movie yet. I could probably watch it and be like, Kevin Lewis, what the fuck did you do?
Here's the thing that we sit here and every now and then somebody will say something like, I don't like that. Like I'll say, I just, Blair Witch doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But then I'll say that, I really like a movie which is actually, objectively crap.
Yeah.
But because at the end of the day, it's all subjective. It's what works for you.
Yeah.
That's the way we roll here, isn't it? We
Yeah.
unlike a lot of places where you see people talking about stuff, we accept that.
Yeah, it's like so. And
Now I'm waiting for next week to roll around. You both just come on stone faced. Thanks a lot, Shadow. That movie sucked.
all of a sudden you're not invited anymore.
I'm not quite sure what to think about Adam just saying there. Walter Hill special,
Yes, fucking please.
Yeah, I think so. At some point, definitely.
Damn straight.
If I can get a hold of a non-director's cut of the Warriors first. So
Not a Benny Hill special, then. Huh?
Well, I've still got the I've got a VHS of the Warriors, the non-director's cut, and I've also got a British out-of-print DVD of the non-director's cut. But I've also ended up with a bootleg of like the TV cut where there's some like extra footage in there.
Oh,
Does that dude played a good guy ever?
Sorry,
the guy in the Warriors, like the main dude. Has he ever played a good guy?
which one?
The Warriors come out and play that one.
God,
he was in The Rock.
He was also in The Crow.
He was in The Crow. Yep,
he's in 48 Hours. They're all in 48 Hours as well.
David Patrick Kelly. He was also in that one with Dennis Quaid where he played the evil psychic. Was that Dreamscape?
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure he's ever played a good guy.
Oh, he must have at least once, like in like a home video or something.
Last Man Standing. He was Doyle. He was the bad guy in there. Maybe Flags of Our Fathers. He was President Truman. Wow, that's
there you
go.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
Truman. Wow, it's a shocker. Twin Peaks. He was in Twin Peaks.
Who wasn't in Twin Peaks?
Well, I was on the cutting room floor, but I mean,
yeah.
It's still kind of, Oh,
there's that sound. Oh, it's lovely.
What's that?
The sound of one of these.
They found me. Oh.
Come closer, Stato.
Is it safe?
Sit back, relax. This is going to hurt a lot. That's what I imagine an alien probe sounding like.
I like to think it's my sonic screwdriver, but
You just like go up to like random doors and just go, why isn't this opening?
Why doesn't it open? Go up to Cybermen and take care of them.
James Remar, there's another dude that's almost never played a good guy.
Yeah. Oh,
he was Raiden, but I mean, I don't want to count that.
It depends.
He was a piece
on whether it depends on whether you count his role as Dexter's dad a good guy or not.
I don't know. He should have offed him when he had the chance. Like, look over there. What is that by that cliff there?
Then there would be no killer. Show.
Yeah, well.
Hello.
Getting there.
Nice.
I think it's a werewolf now.
They're bringing
Started
it
off
back.
as a vampire.
Oh, Bampot that was bitten by a werewolf.
Yeah.
A bam wolf.
If they, like that show, the ending, I guess, didn't make anybody happy. I didn't really. My wife watched it, but yeah. So they're bringing it back. I think it's getting a revival series. Like a.
For me, anything beyond the end of season 4 was a huge fucking disappointment. Once you had the Trinity Killer, that was it. You reached that peak. There was no fucking topping that.
My wife was shocked at who was it, John Lithgow.
Yeah,
she was shocked at just how good he was. And
Yes.
then I showed her Third Rock from the Sun. She didn't even recognize him at first because, he's just so silly in that show.
What you should have done is you should have shown her like a bit of him in Dexter, then a bit of him in Third Rock from the Sun, and then a bit of him in Cliffhanger.
I did. She's like,
Yes.
I'm watching Cliffhanger, and I'm going, well, it's just evil Dick Solomon because that's the same thing he did. He's used that same kind of voice, same cadence of speech.
Yeah.
To them all. I wonder if that was intentional. He was like doing his Cliffhanger character again. Because there was a scene in Third Rock where he reprised, he did Footloose. Where he was sitting, they were all playing, like, they were playing in a garage band or something, and he comes in and he's like, music! Dancing! And he gives this little speech. He's like, I won't have it!
I just want to address Pete Bakewell because he asked, wasn't James Remar originally Hicks in Aliens, but Cameron didn't get on with him and sacked him?
That's possible.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Partially true. That's partially true. The reason why Cameron got rid of him is because Remar was going through a very bad time in his life where he was doing a lot of drink and drugs. So he was turning up on set completely wasted, and Cameron was like, no, can't work for you, get the fuck out.
That's okay. He saved himself the trouble of like totally getting offed for the second movie. I know that Michael Biehn was furious with that. Like, what? I'm just gonna die in between the movies? Screw you, man! He was mad.
That's hard to get past that when you're watching that movie. Even when you've seen it so many times.
Do you prefer the director's cut to the theatrical?
I don't know.
Alien 3, I don't know. I think it's that flawed that either one is just it's just an interesting thing to watch. As a movie, it doesn't work. It just doesn't.
So you're cheering on Dutton and white guys. You're all a bunch of like rapists and stuff, so I don't care if you die, but hey!
Yeah.
Cheering the alien on as he gets another one. Woo!
It's interesting. It's better having that than just having a by the number sequel.
You would have had a planet full of wood if he had if they had their way.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
I don't know if I'd have liked that.
I'd like that if they'd kept them alive. Yeah.
And there's a comic book adaptation of like the original screenplay for Alien 3 that was done. Like I think it was like a 3 or 4 issue miniseries thing. I haven't checked that out yet.
No, me neither. I remember reading. I read the kind of like the RoboCop 3 one.
Yeah,
they did an original one for the first Alien too, like with that original design where you could see the skull through the headpiece and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was IDW. It was either IDW or Dark Horse. No, it was IDW put it out because Dark Horse, they don't have a license to that anymore.
No, they lost that to Disney.
They lost everything. Like they had Star Wars. And then they were like, at least we got Alien, Predator, and Terminator finishing the merger. No! So now they're just bringing Mango over and like doing those nice art books. And
they're like, what do we have left? We got a Hellboy.
Yeah, they've almost become like a, they do reprints of comic strips. They do, they import a lot of stuff. So they're almost like they make like coffee table books now almost.
Yeah, they've started going through like the public domain and sort of like re-releasing some of the old public domain stuff, which is, of course, making lots of indies go, yeah, thanks. We kind of relied on that ourselves.
We're talking comics. Stato, did you see me in the Beano?
Wow.
Oh, yes.
There we go, because it was...
Big it up.
Yeah, the Beano, right? The Beano.
Okay.
I'm not going to get tired of this. I forgot what was in it until today, because I'm that old. I forget things. Yeah, and I'm.
Oh, I was gonna say, what, you got jokes? Is that what's going on here?
That's me, the Beano. That's Desperate
wow.
Dan underneath me.
Wow.
I know, because I designed some of the cars that were here. Not all of them, but I designed some of the cars that were in it. Yeah, and I'm actually in it, and it was just as Lucifer pointed out, I'm now in the Beano verse, so I'm actually in their universe.
Oh, wow. What a verse to be in.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Okay, show that to everybody now that I found it again.
Are you a comic book character? No? Well,
Well,
Yeah, I am. I'm like Nicolas
when-
Cage, it's a non-speaking part, but
But you didn't, you're not in the union, so
when the
Comic
apocalypse
characters.
is over, like you're just gonna get tables at all these different conventions just to show people who walk by, like, look, I was in the Beano.
Yeah, there's no other reason to be there.
Yeah, there's no
I'm a
ill
special
Stark
guest, come
stuff there or Tatty Bogleman stuff. It's just you with that copy of the Beano being like,
you
look,
desperate
look.
Dan will like that.
Stop. Hey, you want to shake my hand? No? Come on. Look at this page.
It'll be like that scene out of the South Park movie. We've just seen the Terrence and Phillip movie. Who wants to touch me? I said, who wants to touch me? Nice.
I like that you put it right, like it lines up with your head. Yeah, that was good. Like right where your face was.
I've done 3.
That's fucking awesome.
You guys remember that show? You guys remember that show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
There you go.
Yes, I remember that show. There's one line I will never forget. What are you going to call him? Hand banana.
One of my favorite lines from the movie was when he's all like, he's got this toy guitar and he goes, "Hey, ladies, how's the air conditioning out there? Because I'm going to turn up the heat."
Oh dear.
The best one was when they decided that they were immortal and they were Highlander, but you have to throw yourself off a cliff first. And Meatwad's like, Frylock, he's all like, what are you talking about? That's not how it works. They're bored. Like, it's like, no, you have to throw yourself off the cliff, and then you'll be one of the Highlanders. I'll throw myself off a cliff and I'll be a Highlander. That'd be real cool, man. No, I'm the one that's gonna be. There can only be one. That's what he said. I'm gonna do it. No, man, come on, let me do it. Let me try it. There's some funny stuff. There was some funny stuff in that show.
There was, man. There was.
Carl,
Do you remember?
Carl the neighbor was brilliant.
Oh, yes. Do you remember the show Drawn Together?
Oh, Lord, yes. Ugh.
Oh,
That's
man.
a nasty show.
Did you ever see the movie?
No.
It was called the Drawn Together movie, the movie. And like in it, Captain Hero spends the whole movie just flying around holding this corpse of a dead woman.
I tell you what, no matter how old I get, I'll always be too young for Drawn Together. And they went into some places that I would just like, especially that Betty Boop character, where I was just like,
The first season was pretty offensive, and then it was like, okay, we got to just like step everything up a notch, and it just went fucking mental from season 2 onwards.
Oh no! I don't know what it was that maybe I was looking up like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I looked up Sea Lab 2021, Old Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like when Adult Swim was just getting going.
Yes,
not what it is now. But
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at
Birdman,
Law, which I think they missed a trick. They should have called it Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Car.
I think the only one I remember that there are 2 of them when he was he's representing Scooby and Shaggy.
Yeah,
like
because the police thought they were stoners.
Yep, and then the other one where he actually got put in jail as a birthday trick.
Yes,
had
that
a
one.
tattoo with like 13 and a half. It's like what that means. 12 juries, 1 judge, half a chance.
Oh man,
Yeah,
and there was that episode where he was representing Fred Flintstone because everyone thought he was a gangster, like Soprano style gangster.
Oh yeah,
and it turned out he'd just been hit on the head with a fucking bowling ball. And the other one where the Jetsons turn up and they're like not used to things not being futuristic, so they spend like a whole night trying to walk from the door to his desk because they're like, why isn't this like taking us to the desk? They don't know how to walk properly.
Yeah, I remember. Like, I've seen a little bit of Adult Swim lately. I don't like it. Like, I'm not even sure there's much in the way of cartoons on there anymore. It's all like weird live action stuff. It's kind of, it's Cartoon Network. Defies the point.
I never really get into Adult Swim.
I like the early stuff, some of it, but now, I couldn't keep it on there for like 5 minutes looking at it. It's just like back when when Cartoon Network started, it was all like Johnny Quest and Richie
Yes.
Rich, and then that became Boomerang, and now Boomerang is showing the stuff that that started Cartoon Network, Johnny Bravo and the Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that. If that doesn't make you feel old, they chuck the old stuff and then they're putting the old stuff on the channel for the really old stuff. They don't show the really old stuff. Maybe at like 2 a.m. I don't know. They might have like, Johnny Quest now. I think it's considered a bad thing these days. I think, anyways, because some of the stuff they had to censor. I have the series, but the censored version. Racist, a racist bandit. He had something to say about some of those Islanders that they had to cut out. They just had his mouth moving. It was like, "Take this, you," and then there's like, what? I had to go find out what he said. And I was like, oh, never mind.
That must be the version I've got as well then.
Yeah. I don't think they released the uncensored version.
Right, Google search later.
Oh yeah, you can still find clips of it, but you can't. I don't think they ever released it for DVD like that.
Interesting.
I don't know that they ever released the 80s series either. I think they released it's print on demand, but I think they got that Quest World, the 90s one out with like all the virtual reality and stuff like that. Warner Archive, I think that is. Like Warner Archive.
Yeah, Warner Archive for doing some good stuff. Like, it's because of them that I managed to get a copy of Penn and Teller Get Killed. I love that movie.
Well, they got stuff on there like what was it, the first Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yeah, they also had Bad Ronald.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking great movie as well. Really enjoyed that.
But they killed. I'm not sure if any of it's going to go into HBO Max or what, but they killed their streaming service a while ago. Because they did have a streaming service.
Yeah, they're probably going to do that because it's all the Warner Brothers and MGM stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know how they're going to put their catalog in there because right now it's mostly contemporary stuff and originals and things. I'm not 100% sure how much of the old stuff they're going to really do.
We keep getting them in drips and drabs. HMV release them here as part of their premium collection. A lot of the stuff that comes out. So
I don't want to pay for the Criterion channel because 90% of that is art house stuff that I don't understand. It's like, what is happening in this? What are they getting at? They're just staring at each other. Is this some sort of a metaphor? What is it? I don't understand it. I guess, you know what? I'm too blue collar for most of that stuff. I think that's what it is. So there are no explosions in this. And I got to read the movie?
I don't go to the movies to read.
You're telling me this is Italian? Just kidding.
You're cutting me to the quick here.
I'm playing with you. No, there's a lot of good movies on there, but sometimes, it gets so art house that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I guess like these people were stuck up. I get it. I don't understand this, so I'm going to take it as an offense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But there are some movies where it's like only the director and the writer knew what was going on, and it's possible they were the same person. Just like, I'm not sure where this story is going, said the lead actor. Say the words. Say my words.
What am I going to do? I'm
Wes Anderson.
Well, I'm not a big fan. He's kind of like the to me anyway. This is again, it's so subjective. He's kind of like the art house version of Jess Franco for me.
It's funny how everyone's super disaffected. Like, I got cancer today. Oh yeah, does it hurt? Well, yes, it's cancer. Oh, yeah. Mark that down for me never to get it. No, you don't want it. Oh, how's your day otherwise? Fine. Apart from the cancer.
That's pretty much it.
I wish I were joking.
That's pretty much it. And by putting good comedy actors in the parts, people seem to think it's genuinely funny.
I think they're watching it and they're going like, okay, so if I laugh, people are going to think I'm intelligent. Okay, I'm going to laugh right here. Well, he's just looking at him. What are you laughing at? Oh,
Yeah, no,
That's not the joke yet.
I stopped trying to kind of like laugh at things because it was, you know, a done thing to do when I was like 13. If I don't find it funny,
his first 2 movies or 3 movies were like proper movies. It was like Bottle Rocket and Rushmore were regular ones, and then he did the Royal Tenenbaums, and that's where he found his style. And it, I don't know. I like him okay, but it's just one of those things where you have to be in a very specific mood.
Yeah.
To watch people be bored for 2 hours. Take him over.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Bravo.
Didn't last long.
I'm not taking it back. Bravo, Wullie. Bravo.
In
less than 2 hours, you've done 3 sketch
I know.
cards.
I'm kind of well chuffed with that myself. And they're all worth putting in a. Yeah. They're
and you didn't have to zoom in once.
I did. I used my. Where'd I put it over here? You can see it. I did. I used this a few times. So I did.
We just didn't know.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Right.
Do you get? There's some sort of like like those binocular glasses you can pull down on your head.
Oh yeah,
and then bring them up.
You know what? I did find you can get one of those with a USB, so it's got a wee light on it as well.
Oh, you know those things like those jewelers have, like you have put them on and they're like the Ghostbuster goggles.
Yeah, no, I'm totally up for that because my eyes, I'm getting old. My eyes are
it'd be helpful if they had those machines where you get your eyes checked. Like you could just strap that to your head and then just like click in and out to wherever you need to go all day long. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then you could like look at somebody and click to the right and say like E, H, J.
See when you're doing that, you're like at the optometrist and you're looking at the stuff. Do you ever try to read the one that you just know you can't read? Because you don't want to give up. And you're like, it looks like an O.
That's how you
looks like another O.
That's how every man tests binoculars. He takes them and then he like goes and finds something like across the kitchen, like a box of Wheaties or something, and just like, all right, let's see the ingredients. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Step 1, wheat. These are great. I'm like the Sentinel. Why? Because when you're looking at those, you don't hear a thing your wife's saying to you. Hold on. Next one.
And he's off. I was wanting to mention something before we call it a night here. This is it this week? What day is this? This week we're doing the Cursed Earth.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to get teary-eyed on me.
Been reading the Cursed Earth. No, that's never going to happen. Don't worry.
I love you guys.
No, don't hold your breath. Next Thursday, we're doing. The 3 of us are doing ranking the films of Albert Pyun.
I hate them all.
Yes. Get the fuck out of my house.
So I don't know how many Stato's been able to watch. Or
what's our ranking system? F.
Mate, I'm going to be binge watching so many of them at the weekend.
I'm a big fan, and
I'll fake it with Wikipedia.
The whole episode is a ploy to try and get them on. So
exactly.
So then you want me to go the others? Like, these are amazing. These are
no, not at all. Totally honest.
They could have done it with half the budget, and I would have been happy.
No, totally honest. I mean, we all agree. We all like his Captain America better than the Chris Evans ones, definitely.
Do we?
Shut up. Of course we do. Rubber ears and everything.
I'm more for the old cartoon one where just his mouth moved.
But see,
I think Jack Kirby drawings where it's like, I'm coming, and then he's just frozen.
But in the 91, it's the only place where you will see Cap throw his shield at a tower, and that shield hits the tower, goes to the floor, but somehow there's another one that comes right back to him. It's amazing.
The 90s were an amazing time. In video games, Spider-Man didn't need to attach himself. He just flung his webs into the sky and he'd just go all over the place. And like Superman in the Super Friends would just push on the blue of the earth and move it. These were amazing times. This is when heroes could truly be heroes. They didn't need rules like physics.
No.
Wait, which movies are we looking at again?
Well,
all of them.
That's the thing. I was wanting kind of because we're not going to come in like we normally do, and we'll have a list and we'll tell in the chat what our top 10 are, whatever. Because we're going to need the chat to help us pick the top Albert Pye movies because I'm sure they've seen many of them. If they've not, just make it up, guys.
I need to know what movies he's done.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, Doll Man. Right. I'm trying to think of ones you might have seen. Cyborg. Right.
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Albert Pine movies, huh?
Yep.
Nemesis 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I've got them all over here. I showed them 1 week.
So this dude, like, he worked a lot at Full Moon. You're telling me?
A
little
bit.
That kind of quality.
Yeah, the original Captain America one with the Red Skull is an Italian gangster. That one.
Yeah.
He made that, and he also made Brain Smasher, a love story.
I remember that one.
Andrew Dice Clay and Terry Hatcher, which is one of my favourites. And so, I mean, that's a good lot to be starting with. But then we're also going on. He made movies with like
holy crap! That dude did like 5-6 movies a year.
Yeah, sometimes a month.
Especially did he work on them all? What did he work on them all at the same time?
Rappers, because he worked with actors like what's his name?
Oh
Highlander.
Crap! He did Mean Guns.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, Highlander. Yeah, Christopher Lambert.
That movie was great.
And Ice-T. He did that.
I got my number one.
So there'll be movies that you've seen you maybe haven't realised. But always uses filters in the skies.
Yes.
And he made one with Rutger Hauer as well. So he's worked with proper actors. His weirdest and I think worst movie is Ticker, which is a Steven Seagal film. Everybody that's in it is a name. He's only heard for like a day. And he's managed to make a movie around them. So like the actors and a helicopter.
God bless him, he's still working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cyborg, Rise of the Flesh Eaters. Another kickboxer movie. City of Blood.
I'm going to bring him up and have a look because I've not. Yeah, he made like kickboxer sequels.
Here, you can just share my screen. I got
cool. That's good because you know me.
Share screen.
Yeah, I mean there is tons to be looking at here.
Cyborg, is he going to get Van Damme back for that?
Oh, I so hope so.
It doesn't look like it. No, this looks different. I'm not sure what's going on here.
No,
that looks
like something else completely.
This looks like it was done by like, I don't know what this looks like, but Donna Lee Hasing, Deborah Lamb, Jane Prescott. It doesn't have any names in it. Mark Justice. I take it back.
That's a great name.
So I wonder if that's made up. Did you ever see the old Tick cartoon?
Yes.
Where he's sitting there trying to, they got to get into this like place, and Arthur's like, why don't we just use a fake name? And he's like, no, that'll never work. Okay, let's do it. And so he goes up, he says, hi, my name's whatever. He just makes up a name, no problem. The guy's like, okay, thank you. And he comes up, my name is Nick Soap Dish. I was like, sounds made up. Nope, it's not. All right.
I don't know, as a human being, I don't know, maybe, but
I got one movie that I really like, and that's Under Siege, and the rest of them I can certainly just leave where they are.
No, I'm a bit of a fan for his
And
early
even that's
movies.
because of Gary Busey and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face before he was Two-Face.
Yeah, I think he did. He made it. Road to Hell. I've not seen it, and I might even try and see that, but try and get that watched before next week. Yeah, he made a sequel to Walter Hill Streets of Fire.
And yes, Pete, that is Mean Guns with Christopher Lambert and Ice-T. Great movie.
Yeah, good stuff.
Have you guys seen that one?
No,
Oh, yeah.
but I need
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
My
You know
to
what it's
watch
about,
list
right?
has just gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. You and Pete Bakewell. Every time you're on here watching, it's just like, oh, no
Don't you
more.
worry, Stato. Don't you worry. One day I'll return the favor.
You will not. I got my own list.
So what's below corrupt here? We can start going down.
Yeah.
Urban Menace, Sorcerers, Post-Mortem.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Omega Doom. That's the one. That's the one with Rutger Hauer.
Poor man. He just got these crappy movies. He's such a good actor. These terrible movies.
Yep.
Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. 2 episodes. Heat Seeker. Hong Kong,
Yep.
97.
Nights,
Kickboxer,
yeah.
4. And 2. And 5. Or whatever.
Yeah. He missed the
Kickboxer
odd one
2.
out.
Kick Harder. Why didn't they call it Kick Harder?
But Doe Man. Oh,
Doe Man's
that
there.
movie.
There's a couple of these I've not seen.
Yeah, I haven't
Just a
seen
couple?
Radioactive Dreams, and I've heard
No.
that's great.
No, I haven't seen that. It was Albert F. Pine for that one.
These are some like generic name. Blood Match. Deceit.
Yeah, well, click on Blood Match.
Oh wow, it looks like the Warriors.
Yeah.
Tom Matthews with an H.
Yep, of course.
Hope Murray.
But look who's in it.
Benny
Benny the
the
Jet.
Jet.
Benny the Jet. So there you go. I mean, there's always a reason to watch an Albert Pine film. There's an in for everybody, and in this case, it's Benny the Jet, of course.
Wow. Yeah. What do you guys like single word movies? More often than not, I mean, like it's going to be the name of the movie, like or what it is, like those animal ones, like boa, Komodo. What's this movie about? Would you say Komodo?
Shakma.
Hey, who's the main character in Komodo?
Yeah, but who's not going to want to watch Bullet Face?
Is that anything like Taserface? Horror and revenge drive themselves in the sex and human trafficking undeniably nightmare city is where spinal fluid has become the drug of choice.
Frightening
Consequences.
There you go. See,
Whether
when you started reading that, I thought, I don't know, but then when you got to the spinal fluid, I'm like, I'm in.
Were there ever good consequences to this? Or like when they're thinking like, I'm gonna take that guy's spinal fluid and drink it. Was there ever not a frightening consequence kind of thing? Like, hope it tastes like Mountain Dew.
That is that
That's
description.
horrible stuff, that, mate. Gee. Oh.
Spinal fluid. I'm in.
She's gonna ruin it by shooting him there.
Yeah. But no, she's no, yeah, I suppose.
Maybe
Let's just take his cheek out. Yeah,
I
get that. That's one I've not seen, but that definitely looks like it's on Tubi. That's got the look of a Tubi film.
It's got 2 cyborg movies going. Like, is he shooting them at the same time? Is it a crossover with Nemesis?
It might be one of these cases where you use footage for one as flashbacks on the next one.
Yeah.
The U.S. Marine Special Ops team awakes to hypersleep along abandoned underground laboratory complex with no memory of who they are or what they are. And they are not alone. Something has... Oh, okay, I was going to say, like, the way that sounded like they don't know who they are and what they are. And they're not alone. There are other people that don't know anything about who they are either. But no, there's something else in there. And it's that thing.
Brilliant. So that's what we're doing next.
Looks nothing like the
Next
Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff. I don't see one guitar name in here. Oh, Fender.
Yeah, there you go. This is-
Oh, rumored. This is all rumor.
It's all rumored, but there's a poster for it.
Yeah.
That's the
No
amazing.
Jean-Claude Van Damme here. I was promised some Jean-Claude Van Damme.
he wasn't in the. Angelina Jolie was in one of them.
Well, he came back for like 5 Universal Soldier movies, for goodness sake. He even came back for, I think, a Kickboxer movie, but why isn't he coming back for no Star
That was
Wars?
quite a good kickboxer movie, though. That was
Which one? When he was in it?
Yeah,
He was like a coach or something?
Yeah, that was quite a good one.
Yeah. But he's... I remember seeing this movie when I was a kid. The bad guys are like, cyborg. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this dude right here. Yeah. That's a face for old time radio.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, they got the mullet? Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
Hard target. When he punched that snake out, he knocked him right out and set him as a trap.
I saw Hard Target in an art house cinema. It was released in an art house cinema over here.
It is an art house movie.
It is. It totally is.
Anything with Lance Hendrickson. I told you to
That's
just
like
go
every
and shoot
movie
him.
ever.
He was really good in that movie, though, Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Just too bad the rest of it.
And what's his name? Arnold Foslow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the bad guys were really good, but it was like Van Damme was... I showed my wife that scene where he knocked that snake out just like that, and then just went limp, and then he like put it with like a tripwire. And then the guy like tripped on the tripwire, and like the branch went up, and the snake went and then launched at him. She rolled her eyes and walked away from me.
I just
That's
love to
what I
get a
got.
director's cut of Hard Target because that's just yeah. I like Hollywood John Woo. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I like Hollywood John Woo.
Oh, I
That's
thought you
another-
said Hollywood John Woo.
Yeah,
Someone
Hollywood
said-
John Woo.
Oh.
As
But
opposed to Hong Kong John Woo.
I was gonna say, were there doves that went away in that movie, or did
Yeah,
you figure that out yet?
Probably.
No, he did that well before then because he was doing that in Hong Kong films.
Because I mean, in Face Off, there was like a whole flock of them in that church.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
like-
that movie.
You only need like 1 or 2, but there was like 7 of them. I was like, what is going on here? They're like all the pieces leaving.
They're everywhere, even in Mission Impossible 2. Doves everywhere, man.
Oh yeah. What are they doing there? They're not. It reminds me of the like Monty Python. Well, unless it's an African swallow. What's an African swallow doing in America? Don't know.
I am so with you, Mr. Bakewell.
Yeah, Albert
So
Bryan
lovely.
and Robert Bronson. Yeah. They've not got back to me yet.
Oh my god. That could be a thing like opening up the show and checking the update. Nothing new to report.
Nothing new. They're just coming in.
You look left, you look right.
We'll have to start
Nothing.
the Robert Bronzy podcast, where it's just like every week we get together. Has he replied? No.
Yeah.
As soon as he responds, the show is over.
Yeah, exactly.
The only
That's
reason-
the final
Done.
episode.
It's done. That's us.
He responds with a restraining order.
Like we get to that episode and be like, guys, this was a nice run for 10 years, but he's finally replied.
Yeah, so that's it. We're done. We're out of here.
You gotta leave it to somebody in your will if you don't make it. Like, continue to harass that man.
Even when that man is gone, like you still got to harass him.
I'm sorry, sir. I got this note. It said I have to ask. Will you go on the show? We haven't buried him yet. He's still in his chair.
Yeah, well, I've kind of reached out and said if you want, you can come on the show because we're going to do a Bronson special at some point. So that's the thing. Once we do the Bronson special, that window's closed. That's it. He's lost his chance.
You got your chance. I don't think he's gonna mind. I'm just being realistic. Like, I think I can survive. I think I'm gonna chalk it up to being okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, well.
Right. Okay. On
All right.
that note, I'm going to call
On
that night, guys.
No worries, man.
I think I'm pretty sure Pete's got to get to work in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta
Yes.
jump off too.
Right.
No
So,
worries, man.
cheers, Lucifer, and thanks for joining us, Stato, and everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming along. Now, Thursday we're doing the Cursed Earth, Stato's first exposure really to Judge Dredd in printed form.
I truly found out who is the law. Yeah.
Yeah,
on this.
indeed.
Yeah.
So join us for that, and next week it's Albert Pine. Next week, so help us choose the best Albert Pine.
Oh, I thought you said Owl Albert Pine. I was gonna say who?
So yeah, we've also you guys know, because you'll know anyway. There are people watching elsewhere that maybe don't know. A lot of quiet people. The one person on Twitch, we do have campaigns out there, and there's links down below, and you can click on them, and you can do
Those
whatever
people identify with me. Those are my people, the shy ones. We stick together. Come in here. I don't say a word.
in the shadows. Yeah.
Speak quietly. Yeah. In the
Right.
shadows.
On that note, we're out of here. See you all in the funny books. Bye, guys.
Good night,
See ya.
everybody.